Hi, it's me, Tracy, and I am delighted to have you here for a bonus edition of Tea with Me. 2025 is a special literary year. This marks the 250th anniversary of Jane Austen's birth. This would be a year celebrating her life and work. And I thought that this year would be a great time to come back to an idea I have had for a while in rereading Jane Austen's work, but with a twist. I will share that in just a moment. The Regency period that is connected with Jane Austen is commonly referred to a period of English history spanning 1795 to 1837, but it is actually from 1811 to 1820 when George, Prince of Wales, became regent under the reign of his father, King George III. And I thought my little twist is going to be reading all of Jane Austen's work, but also adding culture to the mix. History, art, architecture, and I will share more of that in just a moment. To kick off the celebrations for Jane Austen's 250th birthday year, I've baked us some scones. Some Lady Grey Scones, my own little recipe. If you would like to try them, I'll put the recipe in the description box for you. And for our tea break today, I have Lady Grey tea to pair with the scones. If you don't care for tea, maybe coffee is your preference. Or maybe it's winter where you are too, like me. And a hot chocolate could be lovely today too. Perhaps though you are in the southern hemisphere and it is summer right now for you. And a lemonade, a cool lemonade, or an iced coffee would be delicious, wouldn't it? Another sip of tea and we'll talk about the books. For celebrating Jane Austen, I've compiled a reading list that I plan to follow relatively loosely. You'll see why in a moment. And I went a little bit fancy and tried to break out my better handwriting. Hopefully that's better than usual. So used to keyboards and typing and everything digital. So this was a good excuse to break out my calligraphy pen and give that a try again. Every other month, beginning from February, I will be reading one of Jane Austen's 6 major novels. And the other months will be fiction as well. Fiction or poetry, with a highlight of trying to read female authors from the Regency time period. And also every month there will be the reading that I mentioned related to Regency, cultural history, art history, architecture, design, interior design, hopefully some Regency dress as well. I say that this is a very loose list, and you can see that it is rather dense. And that is because I will largely be using, as usual, the library for my reading material. And I have 2 selections for the history or culture for each month. That way, I have a little buffer. That way, if a book is not available, I can try another one. It could be that I have to wait for something, and what I have written down for each month, I may have to shuffle that, and that is fine. I do have Jane Austen's novels in a digital format currently. A couple of years ago, my husband and I, we did some work in this room. We changed the floors and we did some painting and those kinds of things. And we went through a cull of some of our books, and unfortunately some of Jane Austen's paperbacks that I had for a long time, which were falling apart, had to go. So I'm going to be replacing those. I haven't decided. There are so many beautiful editions of Jane Austen's novels now, so I'm willing to decide which ones that I want to add to our little library wall here. So I do have the novels. The other novels that I will be reading from the time period, I do not have those, so those will also be borrowed from the library, as well as all the cultural books and other references. I have been looking at some other Regency-related online sources, and I may share those as I go as part of these Tea With Me discussions. I have yet to decide how I will be presenting this, if I will be adding this to the monthly Tea With Me or as a separate segment each month, as a little bonus video, a little bit like this. Let me know what you think in the comments, how you would like this to be presented for you, and also enjoyable for me as well to share with you. I hope that you are a Jane Austen fan too, and that you will like to have your share of the conversation here. I must have my share of the conversation, as Lady Catherine de Bourgh says in Pride and Prejudice. A new Tea With Me will be coming up. I did want to share this little announcement for my special project with you first. I will be filming a new Tea With Me this week with the hope of releasing that for you next week, and I will be very much looking forward to hearing what you have been reading. January has been a lot of reading for myself, and I really look forward to sharing that. I just finished a book and did want to include that in the next video. I am so glad that you have been here with me today, and I am truly amazed by the big response to my little channel, and that it is growing, and some new friendships are beginning. Little seeds of inspiration are happening, and it has been a joy. The current time, the world we live in feels heavy, worrisome at times, and I find myself checking in with the inner light and making sure it's shining. And we all need to be shining our lights extra bright at the moment. And if I can help you with shining your light and add some inspiration to your days, then I am so glad. I'm very glad to be here with you and have you here with me. And so until next time, until our next tea break and book chat, happy reading, and I wish you many, many blessings.